You ever have like aspartame after not having aspartame for like 5 years?
And like it's like there's two layers of flavor.
Yeah, it's like there's like a plastic coating that's just in your mouth, as well
Yeah.
as like the back of the tongue.
A few years ago, I just swore off pop for like 6 months and then had one day to see what it was like. And it was weird. I mean, yeah, those were the eyes I made too. There was an intensity to the experience.
Oh,
Um,
have you ever had like a chocolate bar after not having a chocolate bar forever?
yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
that's a similar rush. Or like snort a pixie stick, like whew.
Yeah, it's basically like train spotting in there, right?
Yeah.
I got a lust for life. I've had
Oh,
it in the ear before. It being
sugar? Straight
no,
uncut sugar?
insulin.
Insulin. Mmm. 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 Now I'm thinking about hydrogen peroxide in my ear.
Oh, it
Mmm.
must be so clean.
The bubbles. The bubbles.
I
It's
should
like
try
how
that.
shampoo froths, right? Like
Mm-hmm.
just to give you the
Mm-hmm.
illusion of it working, right?
Right.
Oh. Anyways,
Hmm.
I'm Corey, and the other person you hear is Cameron.
Huh?
Yeah?
Hi.
This is Talking Simulator, where we talk about video games and repress all urges to talk about the terror.
Yes, we are not going to talk about the terror this entire time
Yep. No matter how much we want to.
because it's so good.
So good. Uh, yeah. I mean, before the stream, we were talking about just pivoting completely over into film studies, and I feel like I've been working towards that my entire life. Ever since I took film studies in high school, I seem to continue making podcasts about movies and TV.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So, like, I'm basically a PhD in film studies at this point.
I agreed. Yeah.
Yeah. Especially after making my friends watch The Sphere.
The
Sphere.
Sphere.
Just Sphere. It's not The
Oh,
Sphere, it's Sphere.
was
Yeah.
that the one that was based on the Crichton novel?
Yes.
Really?
Yes.
Is that any good, actually?
No.
No?
No. No, it's not.
Oh, oh.
I made my friends angry. Oh. Oh. Ring Chase, the AFI 100 list. Yeah, let's just pivot to the AFI 100 list. Like,
Hmm. Mm-hmm.
I've never watched North by Northwest all the way through. I'm sure that's fun to watch,
Oh, it
right?
actually is.
I've never seen Citizen Kane. Um,
It's Citizen Kane must have been mind warping,
right?
right?
It's
Like,
like,
I mean,
oh, the
it
meta
didn't
levels. Ah.
it didn't pioneer any of the techniques that it used, but it did synthesize them all together and make them popular,
Mm-hmm.
right? Like looking at film before and after Citizen Kane, it's Citizen Kane doesn't really look really special to us, but if you look at films before it, ooh,
Mm-hmm.
they
They
look
were like
different.
pulp, basically. Like just
Mm,
pop them out. Oh, yeah. Also, the more I've been learning about like the film industry, the closer it resembles the games industry. Like all of the garbage, trash, and bad decisions are identical on both fronts. It's amazing.
mm,
It's just like, wow, this entire industry has just been reproduced over here.
Oh no. Hmm. Yeah, it's almost like we we have structures that kind of work that people are familiar with and resent having to move away from.
As we've learned during the pandemic,
Mm-hmm.
lot of resentment towards things not being the way they were.
Yeah. God, yeah.
But if you don't come to the office, how can I watch you work? How do I know you're doing anything?
I mean, you would just have to use the metrics of my work being done or not, I guess.
Phenom, is games industry accounting like Hollywood accounting? I don't know, but a lot of Hollywood production is video game production. Like, I've worked on games that, like, Paramount produced, right? Like,
Mhm.
there are crossovers directly in the funding side.
Right. Wow, Paramount, huh? Would that have been a Star Trek game?
Saturday Night Fever,
Really?
but couldn't
Huh.
license any Bee Gees music.
That sounds like a challenge.
Um, so we have to read a book at the start of this game.
Okay.
I think that's our next steps. Or I'll answer this orb.
That's
Bam.
it. You got it.
Got what?
The whole shebang.
Oh, the coat and hat.
The coat, the hat, the swindle so crooked a yeggman couldn't break it.
I'm the Eggman.
Goo goo gajoob.
Yeggman, that's either a safe breaker or someone who works almost exclusively with egg yolks.
I made egg joke in game. Oh, egg puns.
Oh.
The deaths of Charlie Spillane and Deanna Deneuve, the case Dick Mullin was on. That's what this crooked swindle must be.
So it was communism that sent them to the dirt nap.
Don't think like a cop. Cops don't solve cases. They slide nippers on the goons and take them into big houses. But they don't solve anything.
But then who?
The Dicks, Gumhills, Hawkshaws, Peepers, Sleuths. Men like Mullin and you.
So I'm a dick.
Bullseye, a snooper, and a damn good one.
Yes. Yes.
Yes.
Yes. I think I've always felt like a private investigator.
If there's any doubt, consult your trusty Dick Mullin book and reconnect with the real you. Him, Dick Mullin. You, him. Use. Modus Mullin.
We're gonna stow that in the thought cabinet.
In your hand, you hold 4/5 of Dick Mullin and the mistaken identity.
Initiate. Modus Mullen. What? There it is.
Success.
Its murky depths seem inviting for all the wrong reasons. Streets, either get them or you're dead. Time to ask questions no one wants asked. End of the road, Mullen. That's your stop. Okay. Looks like everybody wants a piece of Mullen. Another day, another case, thought Mullen, looking at the downpour. Mullen didn't need that shit. The shit came looking for him. I wonder what happens if I talk to Gert like this. Snitches aren't born, they're made. Oh no, it's fading! No!
Oh,
Wait. No! Aww!
wait, what happened?
It's gone. But at least we can be some kind of superstar if we want, or we can look at Wompty Dumpty Dom.
Wait, the Dick Mullen thing just faded?
Yeah.
Why?
Maybe I can bring it back.
In your hand, you hold
Yes. Yes. I can bring it back. I can fix this.
Okay. Nothing is fucked. Nothing is fucked. Everything is fine.
Yes. No! Okay, it does not like the indoors.
Dick Mullen likes the streets.
Yeah. Because he's a dick. A sneaker. Good at snooker. What was that?
You look like shit.
I...
And I don't mean that as a metaphor.
You look like shit, asshole.
Wow.
Yeah.
You seem stable and in control. Allow me to say, alcohol really seems to have had a positive effect on you. Now, what do you want?
Okay, so this guy is cool. He stands there like a statue, an angry statue, and he does not like you.
Should I esprit?
Yeah, give it a shot.
First try.
Roll them bones.
You know what it
Yes.
is. It's like the two of you know each other. Just ask him.
Tell me the truth. Do you know me from somewhere?
Oh, I definitely know you from somewhere.
Another life.
From where? Another life?
Yes, from another life. A different life. Maybe the life of a police officer belonging to the ranks of the... To what station do you think you would belong in this alternate and totally fictional reality?
Yeah. Yes.
He seems to be observing you through the reflective glass of his eyelid. There's no reply.
69.
Perhaps repeat it.
60. Dude, you have to say nice.
Gets no reaction from the man with the sunglasses. Suddenly, the world is very quiet. Even the howling wind outside sounds embarrassing.
Again.
Repeating it gets no reaction
okay,
from the
41st.
man.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's plausible. That's entirely plausible. Now we're really getting somewhere. Somewhere good.
Let's talk more about that hypothetical Station 41 you mentioned.
Okay.
Do you have a crime to solve?
Oh, no. You see, I enjoy watching other better cops solve crimes. And let me tell you, it's been quite a privilege seeing you work.
This isn't helping.
What would our relationship be in this alternate universe?
Let's be crazy. Let's say you and I are partners. How's that for a thought experiment?
Like partners in crime?
No, because in this thought experiment, we are police officers in a police station. We don't do crimes. We're not crime bros.
Come on, stop it.
Who else is in our imaginary police station?
You're not going to believe this, but police officers. Yes, sir. Solving crimes, locking up bad guys, and get this, and not getting that drink on at 2 o'clock.
Our ex-wife is very catty.
Yeah.
Just
Maybe
some
she wants to
regular
speak to our
boring
manager.
Motherfuckers in suits and uniforms. Nothing spectacularly extravagant like you, the far-out son of Lung.
Who is the far-out son of Lung?
Oh, it's you, you eccentric genius. I mean, with your unorthodox approach to police work, it has to be you.
Tell me more about him or her.
Not even a little bit.
It's an urban myth about an officer who is so far undercover he can't remember who he is. As I said, just an urban myth. You are not the son of Lang.
He's trying to protect you from further rough handling, dished out by the sunglassed man. Okay, yes, you get the joke. Leave it at that.
Can't imagine it anymore.
Neither can I, partner. Neither can I.
Yes, chat. This is Jean Vic Meyer, our actual for real partner. He's dressed like us to mock us. He's wearing a wig and glasses.
He's trying to jog our memory, is what he's doing.
Yeah, sure.
A gram of compassion in that sadness.
Bye.
Watch out for yourself, loser.
Okay, the man with the
Sounds like he's
sunglasses
asking for a
and
little bit of the chin music, if you ask me.
41. Weird, right?
Gonna do some rock'em sock'em robots, eh? Super weird, yeah. So weird.
There's something missing here. Something you can't put our finger on. You know what? Just ask him. I know it sounds crazy, and you'll probably get laughed at. But still.
No. This is a waste of time.
Of course, yes. It's preposterous.
I don't want to call Judith the horse-faced woman. I don't like doing that. What else do I have on my to-do list?
Like, what is it to be horse-faced? Is it just like having weirdly long proportioned face?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, like
Okay.
you know how like a horse's nose is so far distant from their eyes?
Right,
So you
okay.
have like a long face.
Okay.
I guess we go talk to Eggman. Because that's on
Yeah.
our to-do list. Boop, 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 boop. Map. To the church! Da-na-na-na-na, na-na-na-na-na-na. We're so wealthy. We've got $50. Wait, was there a thingamy I had to do in my thought palace? No, we're
Do
fine.
we Mullinize ourselves?
That would be fun. Let's Mullen before we talk to them.
In your hand, you...
Ba-boom.
We're close. True, hard, full, car.
Okay. Nothing on the first one?
Hard car.
What is it really?
Yeah.
This young man adds a capital G before the H in his yeags and args. This produces a guttural, Gotwaldian accent and makes him sound more animal, more in it. Or maybe it's not Gotwaldian. Maybe it's Oranese. Probably an homage to Oranje, where Arno van Eyck is from. Judging by his name, could you be listening to an Arno van Eyck creation right now?
So this is the famous Van Eyck I'm listening? I'm hearing?
You know about him? You know Van Eyck?
Yeah, I'm a major ache
Yeah.
head. Yeah,
Yeah.
my head's aching all the time.
Wow.
The skinny wraith looks at you with some disbelief.
So am I. So am I. Oh, is that why they call you Egghead? Because Egghead to the mega. The K became the G. The boy became the man.
Oh, that's actually clever.
Yeah,
I didn't
it
know
is.
that.
Yeah.
The Advent.
Okay, that wasn't what we were supposed to do, but that
Big
happened.
True.
Okay.
Hard. Full. Car. It's hard car. Skibber D. Skibber danger. I am the rearranger.
We're close.
True, hard, full, car.
Nothing.
Hard car.
Nothing.
Hard car to the mega.
Nothing?
Internally coherent.
Nothing?
All car. All right. Yeah.
Nothing.
He furrows his brow as his very large head traces the sublime, invisible movement of the music in the very real air of the stuffy tent.
Hard car. Ah.
No, but seriously, I'm a little worried it
The
isn't.
question is, what is the question?
I love how he drops the voice.
I don't remember 2? Just answer the question?
Yeah.
But there was no question.
Damn it!
Oh, sorry.
He got me.
Close.
He got me.
True, hard car. Hard car to the internally coherent. All car. All right.
He furrows.
Hard.
The question is, what? But there was a
Okay,
question.
Okay, so
Okay.
Hard. Hard
Yeah,
car,
yeah.
say nothing.
Yeah.
Still say nothing. Say nothing. Still say nothing.
Yeah.
Say nothing.
He furrows his brow.
Hard.
So hardcore?
So hardcore.
Is it though?
It is.
It is!
But is it? I mean, really.
The question is, what is the question?
No, but seriously, I'm a bit worried it isn't.
Don't be alarmed.
Yeah!
Everything is okay. He isn't actually worried. Everything is still super hardcore. What he probably means is, it could be even more so.
Why are there lungs on your belt buckle?
Lungs are for love.
Why would they be for love?
When Dolores Day was anointed innocence, her lungs started glowing through her body. For the world loved her, and she loved it back. Yeah!
Why would
Surprised Eggman is a religious man.
Is not the place where you hold the breath of your soul.
Makes perfect sense.
Love! In a woman's lungs. Lonely as I am, I'm not afraid. This strange, damaged feeling grows on and on. 'Cause I've never loved someone like you before.
What do you think's wrong with the music?
There's nothing wrong with it. Sometimes I just feel like anodic music is in its infancy, you know? For example, take this Arno van Eyck jam I've been pumping for the last month, and will continue pumping for the rest of 51. Isn't something holding it back from being hyper? It's like it's only ultra.
I think it's super hardcore, but you're right. It's not hyper hardcore.
If anything, it sounds a bit proto, like it's not fully formed yet. You might be a moribund alcoholic and a failed cop, but you are pretty certain a thing cannot be both proto and hardcore.
It's proto.
Wow! Culture cop! I
Hey.
think you might be right. But how could it become hardcore then? I know it in my heart, but cannot think it in my head. If this is not hardcore, how could anything be?
Sounds suspiciously like a question. I thought the question was, what is the question?
No! This is the answer!
Try to think if anything could make it harder core.
What? Guys, there's something happening in his head.
Think harder.
Oh yeah! He's doing it!
But you're not. This is almost certainly a matter that surpasses the limits of reason.
My imagination fails me.
I know! So does mine!
Alright. Need something extra.
Yeah!
Yeah. Oh. Oh no, is the dancing a physical instrument?
We can get drunk before then. We might be okay.
Yeah. Oh, okay, you know what? The thought cabinet trait that gives us healing whenever we fail a check has given me anxiety for whenever I see the healing pop up because I know it's failure, right?
It's a white check.
We can try it again.
Yeah. This.
But-
look, there's no downside, right?
There isn't.
Right?
There isn't.
Right.
There isn't.
Let's just
Physical instrument 1.
embrace. We'll just embrace the lesson.
Yeah.
Or I can get crunk. I can just get crunk. Let's try to get
Get our drink on. It's 2 p.m.
yes. All right. Hello.
Well, hello. Someone sees what a solid can of mass-produced piss water. Well over 10% alcohol in this so-called beer. Pop it. Wow. The gods of mass production have made this alcohol container laughably easy to open. A child could have done it. I don't know about this.
Do it.
There's a satisfying pop as the cap comes off, and the hair on your back rises like an army at attention. You've been here before. Welcome back, detective. You're home now.
So many soldier metaphors or military metaphors in electrochemistry.
Yeah.
It's like all the fat little soldiers in the cigarettes.
It's yeah, I wonder if there's kind of like an authoritarian streak in electrochemistry in dictating things.
Even though you would think it would be counter authority.
Yeah, but like, I guess there's, I don't know, I guess you're kind of ruled by it. Ordered around by it.
A golden sun melts down your throat. Its rays filling your nostrils with sunshine.
That sounded
Stomach
good.
melts from it into a happy, gooey mess. So does your mind. All the bad things are melting. You're you again. A real cop. A real detective. Incredibly well done.
Yeah, and then this like praise and
In the bottom right corner.
From the void we came, and to the void we must return. The large-headed youth.
Good morning! Yeah!
much better.
Pump it up! Pump it up! Pump
Our
it
awareness of
up!
failure is significantly reduced.
Kablam!
No, that would be silly.
Uh-oh.
Your body isn't for thinking. It's for robust, wholesome things. Things like discus, javelin, and 400-meter hurdles. Discus.
Discus.
Did someone say disco?
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Good work, necktie. Oh, wait. Let's see if I've got clothes.
Yeah. Is anything interfering with our...
Does this help?
Do we have the fallen gear?
We've got some of it. We've got the hat. Shoes? No. I think we need like the Helmdahl shirt or the wife beater.
I love that the armor hammers your empathy score.
Yeah. I'm sad that it only increases your pain threshold though.
The large-headed youth.
Good morning! Yeah! Pump it up!
No, that would be...
Oh.
Someone say disco?
Okay. Let's talk to Estelle again.
The shaggy-haired girl.
So you talked to my associates, right? Are you going to help us?
Yes.
With the... Great. Let us know if there's any progress, will ya? We've been waiting for weeks here.
Tell me more about this music place.
It's supposed to become, like, a club for anodic dance music, like that new style of synthesizer stuff they play at the Elysium. Except that... yeah.
What is anodic dance music?
You know, anodic, cathodic, music that's made with electronic instruments.
Like what?
Synthesizers and tape consoles. Microcomputers too. Anything that uses electricity, but isn't guitars. Also found sounds, stuff like that.
You see clear, beautiful, violent flashes of light. Light cutting through a smoke-filled darkness. That is what the future will look like, if it ever comes. This is an evolutionary step up from amplified instruments, which in turn are a step up from acoustic instruments. What comes after it, you wonder? A black-tinted nothingness, or something finer?
Go ahead.
Tell me about your associates.
My associates? I haven't got much to say about them.
You must know something.
Of course I do. I just don't tell people about my friends and who they are and so on. I don't provide information on them.
To the cops.
What about yourself?
Me? I'm a silver bird.
Okay.
Don't know what makes you think it'll be any different later, but...
We've got points.
Mm-hmm.
Our empathy's huge. I could... Yeah.
Okay.
I'm sure this will be helpful.
When do
Hello
they
again.
start really impeding us?
It depends on the check.
Hmm.
I probably have better clothes for this.
Yeah, we definitely have empathy clothing.
Bada. Just wish I could sort it.
Mm-hmm.
Auto equip.
Yeah.
Oh.
Hello again.
The device is still warm from her touch and heavy as a brick from the batteries inside. The company logo, Omicron, adorns its yellow plastic cover. Inside, the tape is rolling. The girl looks at the device in your hands.
Sorry you have to sit here on the ice with the drugs wearing off at your age or any age in this weather, waiting for it to get dark.
She looks you in the eye, her pupils wide, surrounded by a ridiculous amount of makeup.
The people who built this world intended it to be better for you, but they failed. It's easier to live in their failure with this by your side.
The wind howls. She remains silent. It's real. Tell her.
It's not a childish fantasy. It can be a real weapon against what's coming for you now.
What is?
Should I look this one up?
Sure. I don't actually know where this takes us. I want to tell her nothing, don't be scared.
Yeah, I like that too.
Then let's just go with it.
Yeah.
Okay, I'll stick to it.
Something changes between you two. She looks at you differently now. As an equal. A fellow human being.
So thanks, I guess, for the psych session. Maybe I can return it. What's been eating you, officer?
Eating me? Nothing's eating me. What are you talking about?
Come on, I can tell. But, okay. Be a boyadero about it if you want to.
I guess. There's something that's making my life hell.
What is it?
The plight of the working class.
That would be it.
Yeah.
Oh. Really?
The golem of capital runs rampant, smashing creator and slave alike. I fear the process is irreversible.
Wow. Social justice really matters that much to you. That's commendable. It really had you shaken up there. Are you sure that's it, though?
Yeah. I haven't seen much of this world, but from what I've seen, social justice is an adolescent term. Sounds almost liberal. What's got me shaken up is the people's struggle. It's got me shaken up bad.
Yeah, man. They're pretty bad.
Makes me sick thinking about how many thousands, millions, billions. How many people are there actually? How many people are there in the world?
3.6 billion.
Really?
Something goes in sales.
That many? Reduces me to tears thinking of the 3.6 billion and God knows how many more in that soul place. Crushed under the tyranny of the market.
Yeah, that's pretty bad. Are you sure you're not just hung up on some chick, though?
Perhaps.
But now that you mention it, I found these letters I'd thrown in the trash.
Okay. Why'd you think that?
Oh my god.
Oh, first they had the faintest scent of chewing gum on them. Could still smell it under the shit.
Wow, man. That's pretty symbolic,
Yeah,
don't you think?
I found it pretty symbolic too.
Okay. What else?
I do think.
They were written in a woman's hand, and oh boy, did reading them make me not feel good.
There you have it then. Chick trouble. Not political after all. Who was she?
Don't know.
Really? You seem to be pretty upset about this chica.
Yep. Remember how
Are
she
you sure
smelled.
you don't remember anything about her? Wow, man. That's some pretty strange shit. Are you sure the letters were for you?
Holy
Ugh,
god.
Jesus Christ. Yeah, yes, definitely. Why else would I have reacted so strongly?
How come you
Would
don't
I care?
remember them?
Yeah.
Is it like some selective memory thing?
What do you mean by selective memory?
Man, when I get hurt, I just want to forget that shit, you know? That kind of selective memory.
I think it's more about me getting so unbelievably drunk I completely erased all memory of this world.
Yeah, or it might be that. This one time I did so much booze that I forgot too.
Booze.
It's obvious she's done more than booze.
Or it might just be some psych bullshit, you know? Königstein wank.
What's Königstein wank?
You know, the psych thing they've got going on there. Rich people like it. People in Königstein are mostly rich.
Thanks for the bullshit psych thing, then.
You're welcome. Might be for the best to keep that shit forgotten, though. Just my opinion. If it itches, don't scratch.
Hmm.
Get yourself organized. Right, so we already have Steban's stuff. We don't have to talk to Cindy for that.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, we go. I could buy a board game. I have so much money.
Oh, we could. We could be gamers.
Oh, which game should we buy? We could buy any of them.
Ooh.
Whirl comes with dice.
Ooh. Oh, I forgot that we got Annette to be able to stand inside.
Yeah.
We did good.
We did
We did
good.
something good.
Yeah. One thing.
Mm-hmm.
A small mountain of colorful board game boxes. There are numerous types of games for all ages. A lot of shelf space seems to be taken up by Wirral-related merchandise.
Let's look at the Wirral.
An endless variety of source books, lore books, and codices litter the table. The topmost book is titled Welkin Compendium, 2nd edition. There's also a large hardbound tome with intricate cover art, The Hunters of Katawak, Boreal Creature Compendium, and a Pick Your Path adventure game book titled Tales of Wirral, Cavern of Velkrag.
I want to play Zork.
Books in the board game section. Who wants to read books?
Anything catches my eye?
There's a box that says Wirral, 3rd edition Mega Setting Supplements Module. The side panel notes, a fantastique adventure board game, new maps and miniatures. A sticker on it displays 25 real.
I'm gonna price check Suzerain.
Wonderful board games, sir. The Viticulturist is a classic for sure, or perhaps you'd like Archipelagos of Insulinda, a very educational game for those interested in geography. Raubritter is a fun game of economic competition, but can get quite intense after a while. We have games for the whole family. You can play with your children.
Who are you going to play board games with? Do you have friends or family?
Do I have friends?
Are you actually friends? Or just colleagues thrown together by circumstance?
I don't feel like I have kids.
Friends are technically like family. For playing with friends, I'd recommend Suzerainty. It's a civilization building game where you build a civilization, then set off to brutally colonize and repress other civilizations. It'll cost 12 real.
What about We're All?
Lousy auras there. No, role-playing games are popular among those types. You know, who are into those kind of things. Personally, I don't like it. Not at all. I've heard they turn people into occult enthusiasts. That they have rituals where they try to summon entities. Highly immoral stuff. You can still buy them, though.
I'm buying both.
If you say so. But you wonderful choice, sir. A wholesome family game.
I wonder if I can play with Annette.
Hi,
Hey, Annette, roll a barbarian.
Yep. Alright. So, Suzerain. Civilization building board game where you get to choose a nation, set off, and colonize and exploit other cultures. Star-shaped
Explode,
note
possibly.
on the box proclaims the game now includes a completely new genocide option.
Hooray!
In your hands, you hold a brand new copy of the game, Suzerainty. It's snugly wrapped in a skin of plastic. The cover features a charming illustration depicting a mass of grinning laborers loading goods onto a ship, while a richly dressed administrator oversees their work. The exact location and time period are left deliberately vague, but it's clearly meant to represent the economic relationship between the Revacholian suzerainty and its many vassals.
Shake the box.
The box has a nice heft to it. You hear the rattle of individual wooden tokens and feel their weight shifting back and forth.
The Euro game.
Yeah, that must have been like a satisfying thing for a sound designer to put together. Pick the
Yeah.
perfect tipping the box noise.
Mm-hmm.
What treasures wait
Does
in
this
store for
does
you?
Suzerainty use meeples or cubes?
I think it's cubes, actually.
Oh, really? Okay.
Even before you open it, you can tell that this will be a meaty game of grand strategy and complex player interactions. The plastic wrap rips off as easily as a bodice in a tawdry historical romance.
Interesting place to go first.
There's a hiss as the lid slides off. Inside, you find a thick, full-color rulebook and more than a dozen pouches of various wooden components. Savor that new board game smell. A mix of wood, paper, and ink, all wrapped in the sweet must of cardboard.
Read the rule book.
Welcome to Suzerainty, a game of economic strategy for the whole family. The rulebook is sumptuously illustrated and thick as a Gradian novel.
Keep reading.
The instructions are opaque at first and introduce many concepts you're not familiar with. Fortunately, there are many diagrams and examples throughout. You soon figure out the basic conceit. Each player represents an administrator for the suzerain of Revachol. Your objective is to increase the suzerain's wealth and renown by accumulating victory points.
How dat?
That's where the suzerain's vassals come in. The game features 4 vassal nations, each one home to an economically important resource. Each turn, the player collects resources from vassals where they've placed workers, They may then rearrange their workers, fulfill contracts for coin and bonuses, or build structures back in Revachol. As you leaf through the pages, your eye catches on a sidebar labeled Advice for Beginners.
Ignore it.
You don't need that.
No.
The actual scoring system appears infinitely complex, with
Who are you calling a
series of
beginner?
tables and appendices required to compute each player's final victory point total. You skip that part for now.
Examine the components.
You open up a number of pouches containing wooden tokens. There are also several punch boards with other cardboard components that will need to be punched out before you can play.
Check out the wooden tokens.
In addition to the worker and building tokens used by each player, there are also several piles of colorful resource tokens, each representing one of the game's 4 principal resources. From the Empire of Sephre, orange apricot tokens. From Ilmarat, the ancestral name of Ilmara, gray marble block tokens. From the Seminine Islands, white sacks of sugar tokens. And from Supra Muindi and Sarah Maritza, magenta tokens for unprocessed cocaine leaves.
I still feel kind of mixed about just like how easily I can draw parallels between real world locations.
Yeah, where you're like, oh, this is Haiti.
Yeah.
Right?
Right?
Oh, those are nice.
If I punch them out, it'll make Kim sad. Because
Oh,
he
really?
wants to punch them out, so I'm just gonna put them away.
You hold the open game box before you.
And challenge Kim.
The lieutenant looks over the rulebook before he sees something that makes his eyes go wide.
Holy shit. The average playing time for this game is 1 to 6 hours. I'm not sure we can afford to set aside that kind of time for a game.
So he says, but his gaze lingers a moment longer on the rulebook than is strictly necessary. He could make time if he really wanted to.
Got him. Let me check the time on the stuff. So, Pigs is 10 o'clock. No, yes, also 10
6
o'clock.
hour, even 6 hours puts us ideally at time for pigs.
Right. All right, let's take a commercial break,
Okay.
play a game, and then go get our gun back, and maybe reestablish communism
If we're good.
if we're good. All right. See you soon, chat. We're back. Or I'm back. Discovered, like, if you mostly skip the tongue, you get kind of more of like a spicy Dr. Pepper flavor. So you gotta chug. How y'all doing today?
Sorry, stepped away for one moment. Now I'm back.
Apology accepted.
But now I have a Mexican Coke.
Is it in a glass
So
bottle?
no aspartame for this, Cameron.
Mm-mm. Oh, you get cane sugar.
Yeah.
Lucky. Honestly, I still prefer sugar beet.
Yeah.
So, you know, that little taste of home.
Fair enough. It is compelling.
Yeah, I've lived near a lot of Coke bottling plants. I think every city I've lived in has had one.
Really?
Pretty much.
Well.
It's fun if you know someone that that works there, because then you can get like the blanks for the bottles. They're like these
Oh, really?
kind of cool little vials of plastic because they have the screw top already in them, and then they just like force hot air into them to fill them into the mold.
Neat.
It's really cool. It happens really fast. Yeah. Anyways, we're gaming.
The suzerainty box is heavy and slightly awkward in your hands. You give it a light shake and feel the pieces shift around inside. What? Does the lieutenant hate fun? Is he the fun police?
I'm the fun police. I made you the fun police.
The lieutenant gives you a sour look. He may or may... What is detective work if not an elaborate game? You need logical inference, attention to detail, the ability to analyze your opponent's motives.
Come on, I think it might help us think of more creative solutions to the case.
I do feel like my thinking has become somewhat rigid. Maybe a little diversion to keep the mind limber is just what's in order.
See? He's doing the hard work himself. All he needed was a little nudge.
All right. You've convinced me. How do we play?
I've read the rules.
You explain the basic setup procedures to the lieutenant, who seems to be a quick study. You each take your bag of tokens and counters and unfold the board between you.
This is just like work. I'm doing work in a video game.
In the center is the crown of Revachon. Radiating outward are her colorful vessels. Each one supplies
I'm gonna
some
paste
raw
something in
material
chat.
desired by the suzerain.
In the disc. Oh, that. Oh.
Yeah.
Also, remember you have 2 days to remember how to play Gloomhaven.
Apricots from
Right,
Saffron,
yeah.
Archaeological treasures from Ilmarat, sugars from the
Remember,
Seminine Islands,
I never knew how to
and
play
magenta
Gloomhaven.
cocaine from Supra Muindi and Sarah Maritza. There's also a neat little log to keep track of your progress in case you need to put the game away and return to it later.
That won't happen.
The lieutenant goes first. He draws a contract card and moves several of his workers to the Saffray territory of the board, and the others to the Seminine Islands.
All right, detective. Your turn.
You have a few options available to you. Will you try to fulfill contracts right away, or rearrange your workers to maximize production on future turns?
Build infrastructure.
So, I know if we emphasize contracts, that's the beginner advice, and we win. But I don't really care about winning. So what if we just do whatever Kim did?
I like it.
You move a few of your workers to the Ilmarat section of the board, and several others to Supra Muindi and Sarah Maritza. Soon you have several units of archaeological treasure and cocaine.
Units.
Units.
Archaeological treasure units.
An aggressive opening, detective.
In response, the lieutenant spends 2 of his sugar tokens and 1 of his apricot tokens to complete his contract card. He is rewarded with 4 coins and a round wooden token that he places in the center of the board.
That's a market. It's worth 2 victory points.
Glower silently.
The lieutenant returns your baleful look with a satisfied grin.
Death to Kim!
Is that your game face? You're practically broadcasting your position to the lieutenant with that expression. Glancing over the board, you see several possible strategies. Pressing more workers into service would increase your economic output and help you to survive a possible conflict with the lieutenant. Or you could ignore your labor supply and focus on fulfilling contracts for points and resources. Those aren't your only options. You could also show your workers how much you appreciate them by investing some of that wealth in them. After all, They're the ones producing wealth for the suzerain. Well, sure, you can do that. It's just not a terribly effective strategy, but then it's up to you.
I'm gonna press gang more workers. I've never done it before.
All right.
But hopefully it puts
all
us
right.
in direct conflict with Kim, so...
Using your powers of persuasion, you convince more workers to join your cause. After several turns, your worker tokens greatly outnumber the lieutenants. A vast army of expendable labor is at your command.
Pride.
Gaze on your workers like a harsh but proud deity.
Too bad investing in your workers just isn't worth many points.
What do you mean?
Take a look at the scoring tables in the back. You see in Table 8C that investing in territorial infrastructure multiplies your final victory point total by 1, which is to say not at all. Whereas erecting monuments in Revachol gives you a multiplier of 5.
So you're saying the values of the ruling class are completely divorced from the well-being of the people who generate their wealth?
Yes.
Check and
precisely.
mate.
Now it's the lieutenant's turn to respond. He moves aggressively onto the Safri territory. Soon, his workers are producing a steady supply of extremely valuable apricots. For several turns, you struggle to respond to the lieutenant's burgeoning apricot empire. Eventually, you relocate the majority of your workers to Supremawindi and Saramaritsa, where they begin producing a bumper crop of cocaine tokens. You draw a new contract card. According to the text, there's an aristocrat willing to trade a large supply of cocaine for a number of coins and access to a rare bonus. Amplified music worth 7 victory points.
Disco, baby!
You know, this isn't unlike the situation the historical Revacholian suzerainty faced in Safre in the middle of the last century.
Tell me more.
Well, the suzerain was looking for new markets for all the cocaine it was producing, and it settled on Safre. By introducing cocaine into Safre under exclusive contract, the suzerain created an extremely valuable captive market for an extremely addictive product.
That's fucked up. It has no real-world analogs that I...
No, that, yeah. No, that's...
If you could somehow get the lieutenant's workers addicted to the cocaine, you could not only make them less productive, you would also force the lieutenant to pay you
PP mode.
your cocaine tokens.
Suzerainty is PvP.
Yes, you can. It's right there in the rules. You've reached a critical strategic juncture. How do you respond to the lieutenant's aggression?
PvP.
Just attack him?
No, addict his workers to cocaine.
Okay! You're not gonna like this, Kim.
With each passing turn, you slowly bleed the lieutenant of coins as his own workers become less productive and more dependent on your magenta cocaine tokens. As a matter of historical fact, this is almost exactly what happened in Safre. To this day, fully half of the former Safre Empire remains dependent on international aid in exchange for a steady supply of cheap produce.
Just like they did in Safre.
More or less.
Realizing victory is slipping away, the lieutenant launches a desperate gambit: protectionism. By erecting tariffs on your cocaine, he hopes to starve you out of the market at the risk of incurring the suzerain's disfavor. The end game is upon you. Do you escalate the trade war with the lieutenant in hopes of crushing him with your economic might? Or do you ignore his aggression and focus on building the mighty victory column structure in Revachol herself? Alternatively, you could throw the whole game away by trying to build a public education system for the children of your workers. The choice is yours.
Trade war with Kim?
Yeah.
It's on!
The lieutenant nods gravely as you erect tariffs against his apricots and sugar. This is going to get ugly. With every turn, tariffs are raised until neither you nor the lieutenant are producing any income or generating resources for the suzerain. With your army of cheap, non-cocaine addicted labor, you're able to survive the tit-for-tat of the trade war, though it leaves both your and the lieutenant's economies worse off than before. Soon, the entire board is a field of economic carnage. Worker tokens lie strewn across the board, which is also bereft of valuable resources.
I seem to have ruined the game for both of us.
Yes, that wasn't very productive.
No, not at all. I suspect this is going to be a rather low-scoring game. Let's tally up the scores, shall we?
Computing the final scores is almost a game unto itself. You each spend an inordinate amount of time making stacks of coins, consulting tables, and struggling with basic addition and multiplication.
I didn't need to be called out like that.
After double, then triple checking your maths, you have your final score. 15 victory points. Whether you win or not, the suzerain is unlikely to be pleased at the loss to productivity caused by his subordinates' shenanigans.
I've got 15 points.
We tied.
We tied?
A tie?
We both lose.
Well, I suppose that's what we deserve for trashing the suzerain's game. Good game, detective. Now let's clean up and get back to work.
You hold the open game box before you.
Alright, I'm gonna open We're All. High Pasternal. Ooh, Fantastique Populaire board game, illustrated with bucolic vistas and featuring odd-looking humanoid creatures. 3rd edition mega setting supplement modules and can't be played without the main game.
Large letters on the front form a title. Wirral. The colorful box is illustrated with bucolic vistas. The cover art also features odd-looking humanoids. Some short, some taller, some with pointy ears, others with ephemeral wings.
Mark's Marksman, I think it was like 14 o'clock, so I think we only took like an hour.
Yeah, we got through it in, yeah.
Examine the box.
Text underneath the title in smaller typeface reads, 3rd edition, Mega Setting Supplements Module. The side panel adds, a sword and sorcery adventure board game with new maps and miniatures.
Look at the back.
A blurb on the back reads, tired of the tedium and toil of modern life? Escape to Wirral. Leave behind e-solas and nations with their petty squabbles. Discard electricity, magnets, and boring technological widgets. Succumb to a world of high pasternal fantastique. Unleash your imagination and create an adventure of endless possibilities. Discover the terrible secret threatening Wirral. Can your band of adventurers save the world?
Yes, we're ready to take on this challenge.
Exactly. That's the spirit. All you have to do is read an intricate rulebook, study an assortment of maps, unfold the illustrated game board, and start rolling dice. In no time, you could be romping through grasslands with low-level characters, hunted by Iskala riders, or battling unspeakable monsters in endless dungeons fraught with danger and despair, conjuring up forceful magics to aid your quest. Don't forget heated arguments escalating to physical confrontation with your friends.
Hey, okay, look.
I wasn't the one with the knife, okay?
And
to be perfectly fair,
never forget to rage quit.
Yes, Cameron?
I regret saying that your mom was adequate. No, I never said that.
You've never played with D&D with her. She brings snacks like grapes and things.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, that's amazing.
And she's even willing to do like NPCs with voices if there's no play spot available.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. What an all-star.
She gets absolutely giddy about it. Open the box.
You pry open the box. Inside you find a folded up map, a small booklet, a 24-sided die, and a little plastic figurine.
Yes, the figurine.
You see a man in ragged clothes wearing a lopsided hat and wielding some sort of a firearm.
Huh, interesting. A communard.
That doesn't sound very real-like.
It is not. The communards are not a part of the game setting. I guess someone misplaced it during the packaging process.
Maybe someone should make a role-playing game set during the Revolution.
Good luck finding people who'd want to play as communard.
Take the figurine.
You pick the figurine up by the base to meet your gaze. The little plastic man stares back at you, his face contorted into a disturbing shout. Then you pocket it.
Map.
A reprint of a crude hand-drawn map. The top left corner reads, Lands of Wirral. The map features both small villages and mid-sized towns with odd names, in addition to meadows, forests, hills, lakes and seas, also with odd names.
Ooh.
Sorry, I just had a memory of doing a collaborative map-making thing for one of our games, and because the labels were all handwritten, we couldn't always read them. So it was like, we couldn't remember what we had called all the features, and so I was like, I think that says Potato Lake. yeah, that definitely says Potato Lake. Never forget Potato Lake.
No, potato. Everyone love potate.
Everyone love potate. Now I'm thinking about potate.
Boil them, mash them.
Stick them in a stew. Cover them in gravy and cheese curds.
It doesn't seem to correspond with anything you've seen thus far. It's not a very helpful map.
Look at the book.
A quick guide to the magical races of Wirral. Create your own hero, choosing from any of these completely unique and fantastical backgrounds. The options are in order of importance. The Welkin, the Tweog, the humans, the fairy folk, and the pygmies.
Read about the Welkin.
The Welkin, tall, lithe, and graceful, with long flowing hair and pointy ears. They're known for being powerful magic users, but can also hold their own in a brawn-driven fight. The Welkin come with a variety of exciting sub-races. High Welkin, Forest Welkin, Lake Welkin, and Snow Welkin. But if you're not feeling experimental, a basic Welkin will always do.
Read about the Dwarg.
A grand race of industrious mountain people. They're short, stout, and muscular, and enjoy digging for gold and other precious minerals. They're also well versed in the art of combat, where they prefer to use axes and hammers.
And zip lines.
The Tweog also come in a few different sub-races. Hill Tweog, Shield Tweog, and Dark Tweog.
Read about humans.
They're just humans. What else is there to tell? They're average in all stats, and jacks of all trades.
Fairy folk.
A very small race of flying people, known for being mischievous, full of trickery. They often lure people into their magical traps. There are no sub-races for the fairies.
Pygmies.
The least popular of the Wirral races, the pygmies, are short, rotund, and dim-witted. Pygmies live in small villages made of shoddy wooden dwellings. They spend most of their days tilling the earth and smoking their pipes. There are no sub-races for the pygmies.
look at the die.
It's made from some sort of wood and has been decorated with peculiar plant motifs.
I never trust wooden dice. They
Yeah.
always feel wrong.
Yeah.
You don't know much about dice, but this one looks pretty damn fancy.
Taking that.
You place the die into your pocket. It's always good to have luck on your side.
Close the
A
box.
colorful box with the title, Wirral, in bold letters. It's a board game.
Put the box away. Okay, I'm gonna equip the flashlight and we're gonna go exploring to kill more time so that I can talk to Dice Lady and we can look at the radio
small
computer.
Hello
Anything?
again, esteemed officer, and welcome.
No. Alright. Onward! Hello, Nemesis.
The barbell waits patiently on the floor, like a dog for...
Come on. Mmm. Love a half-full toilet.
Oh.
Oh, definitely wanted to see that today. Or is the toilet half empty? Good question.
Half full so far.
Just give me another 10 minutes. Oh, right. Dice.
Oh god, a glass toilet.
I have seen, like, acrylic toilets that have stuff embedded in them. Like, barbed wire or things to make it look even more threatening. Or, lights. Lights inside the toilet bowl.
Oh.
For night piss.
What happens when they burn out?
Get a new toilet, I guess. You know, for some class of human, a toilet is a disposable, consumable item.
I suppose so.
Ah. Alright. Let's see if there's anything new for her.
Oh, it's you again. Are you looking for a die?
I can increase my shivers. Bup, bup, bup. Have to remember to put the tie back on after this.
Right, because the kerchief just hammers our physical instrument, doesn't it?
Oh yeah.
Oh, it's you again. Are you looking for a die?
You feel nothing. If anything, it's uncomfortably warm in here.
Let's not.
She has begun to idly clean one.
We can talk to her, though.
Oh, it's you again.
How did you become a dice
You-
maker?
How did I become one? It was a business decision. I was a regular jeweler at first, but that's an unfocused field with too much competition. Some of my friends were role players. They asked me to make some polyhedral dice out of cobalt. That was my first order. I grew it from there.
Do you like role-playing games?
Not especially. I like working with rare materials and a steady pay. And role players as customers? They're nice people.
Some of those nice people have big bucks to spend on novelty items. She's thankful for the security they provide her.
Do you know what happened to the other tenants? Everyone else is gone.
More or less. Are you interested in anyone specific?
Sure. Hair salon.
Yes, I think it was called Androgynous Orlando or something similar. They weren't a big hit around here. Turns out that working class men don't like genderless haircuts. They're scared of that word.
A bit of experimenting every now and then isn't bad. It's not about the haircut, it's about the confidence.
Yeah.
I guess it just wasn't the time yet.
What happened to the gym?
It wasn't merely a gym, it was Artemitep's boxing club. A community project created to steer at-risk youth away from drugs and crime.
Who is Artemitep?
A kind man from Zemsk. I heard he had some trouble with the law when he was younger, and that's why he wanted to start the gym, as his way of giving back.
Maybe that's what Kuno needs.
Kuno? Who's Kuno?
The little ginger gremlin who likes to defile dead bodies.
Oh yes, you mean the kid with the sailor's mouth? Yes, I've heard him yelling profanities in the backyard. I think it would take more than a gym to help that kid.
How did the community project work out?
It didn't. If anything, it made the youth situation in Martinez even worse. At some point, someone started a rumor that the punching bag downstairs was full of amphetamines. Eventually,
That's what I've been
the
looking for.
prohibition took away the funding and the club went bankrupt. This was a few years ago. It's gotten much more peaceful around the plaza ever since.
What's up with the broken windows?
Oh, this one's a mess. There used to be a company that promised to repair windows 24 hours a day. What could go wrong with this one, right? Turns out, the business was actually set up as a front for an illicit group that was producing snuff milias. Who would have guessed?
What's the snuff milieu?
And they never cleaned up the debris either. Now it's just littering the hallway and I have no idea how to get rid of it on my own.
Cool. Very cool about the debris. What's a snuff film?
It's a Sub Rosa radio station that broadcasts real murders with real victims. Some people pay good money to get off on it.
So it's snuff radio drama.
Nothing changes in her tone as she says that, as if it's just another piece of information to lay out for the world.
Don't worry, the ICP has a separate division that deals exclusively with unlicensed sub-roses. This isn't our problem.
Good luck with that. It's not easy catching those perpetrators.
Did someone here make stuffed animals? I saw mounts lying around.
You mean Mr. Fabron, the taxidermist? No, he mostly just did drugs.
There's drugs in the animals too.
Anything else?
Creepy mannequins.
There used to be a fashion atelier here, but I have forgotten the head designer's name. They were doing well for a couple of years, until the insect rights activists came.
I didn't know insects had any rights or activists.
Yeah, the atelier didn't know it either. They produced a certain collection that used chitin among the materials. Apparently chitin is made in the Occident, where it's extracted from beetle wings. And you know how all kinds of political movements are big in the Occident. The activists shut down the biggest chitin supplier, which of course caused the price to skyrocket. And, naturally, All the most fashionable tastemakers refused to be seen in Kyton from then on. The atelier went bankrupt before they could finish the collection.
But insects don't have any brains or feelings.
Actually, insects do have brains. But yes, I understand what you're saying. I think the protesters took it a little too far.
As she shifts around, you notice several dead flies on the windowsill in front of her. Legs up. They're not moving.
Anything else?
Hypocrite.
Rotor blades and skis.
They were made by a company called Slipstream. After they pivoted from making rotor blades to skis, their chief executive took off on a vacation with all their money. Honestly, I think it's quite funny. I think he's still sending out holiday transmissions from Tulula or Tiumotiri or Hashtkor or wherever he is.
What do these transmissions say?
The usual, I imagine. That he's been thinking up all kinds of new business plans and can't wait to get started on them just as soon as he returns.
Men like that are a curse.
Sure, but Slipstream is history now. All their remaining assets got seized by the bailiffs in 47. I have no idea why those skis and blades are still lying around in the house. Not much use now, I guess.
Maybe you could make a sword out of one. No, wait, forget it. It would take too long.
But what if? Bear.
Oh boy, the fabled Revachol ICT. You're in for a treat here. The place was owned by two guys who had some rather innovative ideas about marketing. The bear was one of them. Now ask me about their other ideas.
Indeed. What were the other ideas?
Okay.
There was really just one, and it involved picking out the prettiest girls in the neighborhood and paying them 20 cents per hour to man the booth. And by man the booth, I mean slump behind the counter with a face that could maim you if you ever dared to disturb their bored magazine browsing.
Sounds like she really didn't like those girls.
What did they expect? 20 cents per hour is dog's pay. I'm surprised they showed up to work at all.
Oh, but they did. They did show up to work, and not alone. There were also acne-ridden girlfriends and gorilla-like boyfriends loitering near the ice cream stand. And they already had the bear.
What about the bear?
The bear.
It didn't work out?
Of course not. The bear was terrifying. No one wants ice cream guarded by a hostile apex predator. To make matters worse, the fridge didn't work too well either, and half the ice cream came out malformed and partially melted. Eventually, Revachol ICT lost the price war to its rival, Glace 5000. Glace 5000 sold caramel sundaes for only 5 cents a piece, out of regular fridges.
The bear was scary. Every time I saw that bear, I felt scared, like it could become alive at any moment.
The taxidermist who made it said it was his vision beast. He said he met his vision beast while high on desiccants. He called it Megatherion.
High on desiccants?
Do not eat the gel. No silica gel.
How dehydrated do you have to be?
To hallucinate?
A bear. Like, I imagine I've been dehydrated, but I've never had the bear dehydration.
But were you on desiccants? How many salts?
I've done a lot of salt.
Oh, God. Ian made a...
know.
Okay, yes, go.
I'll have you know that I have lots of salt in my diet. I'm in fact hardcore.
Yeah, Ian made a, soup? Can't remember. No, it was something with cheese. Oh, right, sliders. He made sliders. And the onion step. You had to put salt on the onions to get them to eject fluid that was part of the recipe.
Right.
And he drained them too early, so the salt was just kind of sitting on top. And then there was like salt in the cheese and salt in some of like the other spice mix. And it was possibly the saltiest thing I've ever eaten. And I woke up in the middle of the night and had to drink 2 liters of water.
Was it like that Kids in the Hall sketch with the ham?
It was just, I felt like I was dying.
Goddamn bastard, Brian.
Have you seen the new Kids in the Hall?
I haven't yet.
God.
I've heard they go hard almost immediately.
Yeah, dicks out. Yeah.
Good for them. They've got to be like 60 by now,
yes,
right?
they are. They're in their 60s. Oh. And it's just like, I watched the Canadian Last One Laughing, which was pretty much a letdown. Like, it was just kind of, Colin Mockery and, what's his name? Freddie Got Fingered. And Dave Foley at the end, just getting drunk to the point that they could laugh.
Okay.
That they could forget that they were on TV. Like, but there was like, I'm pretty sure none of them were allowed to take their clothes off. I'm pretty sure they would have just gone for nudity right at the bat.
Right.
Like the Japanese version, the original one, has a lot of nudity in it. Right. And I just feel like the Canadian one, they just couldn't do it.
Couldn't do it.
Like, I feel like with Canadian humor, especially with like comedians, like you have to go full aristocrats, or you're just wasting your time. Like it has to be disgusting or shocking. Or you're facing up against like these 60-year-old veterans of improv and TV, and
yeah, who just have nothing left in like yeah.
Like, oh, a joke? I've heard them all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, who has fewer boundaries left to transgress? A 60-year-old stand-up comedian or a 60-year-old porn star? Right? Like,
two sides of the same coin.
Like, you just light a cheap cigarette like a fuse, demolish it in one drag, and are like, son, I'll do anything. I've done anything.
Yeah, but the first Kids in the Hall episode is just really solid. They hit it out of the park, and full on nudity.
Awesome.
Sounds cool.
That's got to be horrifying, but awesome.
It's a funny sketch. It's so stupid.
Why is everyone doing drugs in this place? Even the taxidermist?
What's a vision beast?
It's an imaginary beast that guides you through life. By telling you to do more drugs, mostly.
The horrific necktie tightens around your neck, strangely excited. But it doesn't feel particularly fun this time.
Wait, did we scare the necktie?
Grab your necktie, Mobile. Not now, you beast!
What?
Do you ever feel like your vision beast is trying to blackmail the fun out of you?
No, officer. I don't have a vision beast. Normal people don't have vision beasts. Only drug-addled madmen like the taxidermists do.
What about horrific neckties? Do normal people have horrific neckties?
Neckties? I guess they do sometimes, officer. But I don't understand how it's relevant to our discussion. Anyway, now you know the story of the fallen ice cream empire.
Little sparkling embers under the window.
Anything else? Another failed business, perhaps? I've been here for a long time. Good. I hope it clarified things a bit. What else?
Back to explore. Maybe there's more stuff now. Maybe I can get the drugs out of the punching bag. And we have thoughts about the mannequins. I leave and come back? I just want drugs. Is that too much to ask? Aw. Fine.
Your flashlight slides over an old green chalkboard covered in scribbles, sketches, and schemes like some ancient cave mural. Some of the writing has faded with age, but you can still make out sections here and there. Photos and drawings have been pinned to the board.
Inspect the drawings.
These lithe, pointy-eared creatures appear to be different types of welkins. You make out autumnal candle welkins, casting wax-based magic.
They got pumpkin spice elves?
Translucent welkins, with organs shining under their skin, and even ether welkins, hailing from the vast emptiness of sidereal space. This looks like an enormous improvement on the classic We're Out setting. Much more advanced, light years ahead. You should adopt one of those welkins as your persona. No longer a name, but a welkin. One of the welkins, towering among the rest, appears to be different, however. It's Vara Hamira, a high welkin, his face white and scarred like cracked marble. This is clearly a welkin supremacist. The note says, all non-welkin races will be purged. The Haldor, the Twarg, the humans, and even headless men, all of them, purged. Imagine a world filled only with welkin, green welkin, dread welkin, and the high welkin to rule them all.
An inordinate amount of time has gone into drawing these little welkin creatures.
Why would anyone spend so much time on this?
Some people really like building a world, I think, even if it's just for a game.
I have so many questions.
This looks like concept art for a project. It's not really real.
One of them is a Welkin supremacist!
Political commentary. That one has a great beard, too. Just look at those details. So much effort.
And for what? All gone.
Inspect the photos.
The photo collage depicts barren, icy landscapes wrapped in perpetual night. You see permafrost and glacial landforms, dead trees grown in under the snow.
Did the group of 7 make this?
Entire oceans have been frozen from shore to shore. There are pictures of settlements on dried up riverbeds, abandoned in a storm. Animal corpses in the dark, carcasses and bones. You see primitive oil rigs built into glaciers, boreal dvorg, yurts under the snow, great mammoth-like beasts of burden. A pinned postcard reads, "The heat death scenario. A desperate fight for geothermal energy engulfs the world as Wirral becomes untethered from its sun, drifting through the universe."
That's why it's Wirral Untethered.
Oh.
It's like the Wandering
neat.
Earth. Cool.
Yeah.
This is a monthly calendar from the year 50. Cryptic words like sprint, daily minimi, and GPI span the marker-drawn grid, the grand scheme of production and money. It looks a bit like an academic calendar, only much more brutal. Everyone is constantly teetering on the edge of the abyss, an abyss of production. These squares look orderly, but beneath them is chaos, worry, pain. Minimi stands for a mini-meeting. It's part of a bigger framework for managing work called RUN. Station 41
Oh my
tried to
God.
implement it a few years ago.
Oh no.
Laughs
Oh, no.
in agile.
Is it still a sprint if there's no finish line?
No. And it's not Scrum if there's no Scrum Master. Oh.
We have found that agile does not work for this workplace. Really? Is it because you're only doing half of it?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Is it because you're only doing the easy half of it?
Is it because you tried to apply agile to a system that doesn't require it? Perhaps. Maybe you should look at Kanban. I mean, just saying. Just saying.
Look, agile is just best practices. That's why we're half-assing this.
Waterfall.
As time goes on, the numbers in the boxes grow rarer and rarer. The board becomes an empty snowfield in the final days. Only failure and regret dwell in this region.
Looks like they didn't make it.
A note in the bottom left corner of the chalkboard says, "See the prod schedule filament for details."
Inspect the notes.
The handwriting is only partly legible, but you can still make out 3 slogans: "Call in, tune out," "Wirral untethered," and "Heat death of the universe." The full text reads, "Heat death of the universe is the new black." Another note says, "The biggest advancement in role-playing systems since the 30s.
This game is set in the 90s.
Retreat.
Yeah.
This old fireplace is covered in lines drawn in blue and red marker, the mesh spreading over the stone like blood vessels on alabaster skin. It looks ghostly and strangely ancient. The whole thing resembles Kadran mosaic tiles. Very pedantic.
How are Kadron mosaic tiles supposed to look?
History classes, students with their textbooks open, studying the roots of our civilization. Those aquarelle blue tiles looked beautiful in the sun.
Oh.
Radio frequencies, it seems. UKV 123.6, UKV 123.7, UKV 123.9. Some written notes, too. Sparse and cryptic. Unclear. It looks like a cardiovascular system split into veins and capillaries. Very advanced.
This must be an elaborate piece of art.
You think so? The web is comprised of radio stations, all lead back to one red heart, titled the Game Master Frequency. A note says, this one can listen in on any station it wants. They must have had massive airwidth. These things don't come cheap.
If it's a game, who's playing?
Whoever decides to call in to a call-in station, it looks like. A list of names under the stations suggests people across 6 Isolas would be playing. Muindi, Insulinda, Kotla, Grad, Samara, and even Il-Mara. All of this is gone, left unrealized.
So this would have been like
a little basement
trying to build Ultima Online after seeing Doom 2 multiplayer, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like, but with a team of what, like 4 people?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is some classic oopsie doodles.
Yeah, like seeing a mud or a mush and going,
yes,
we can improve.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, this is like centimeters away from dialing into a telnet thing to get your mud going.
Mm-hmm.
Mm.
My God, it's as if the less money they had, the more ambitious they project became.
Cost of airwidth alone must have been huge.
Exactly. This schedule, I know doom when I see it. The company was running out of funding.
What else?
Nothing. It's just lines on marble. An echo from times long gone. No one has used the fireplace in ages.
Okay.
Hey, it's not hubris if it's not punished by the gods.
A dusty radio computer sleeps on its wired frame. forgotten and unused. Its keyboard has a rectangular on-off button. A piece of paper still hangs from the printer.
Another radio computer. Just sitting here without anyone inside.
What he means is that these things cost money. Why would anyone just leave it behind? This is the Ream Civic radio computer, model RC5120, equipped with a Feld mainframe and a Ream-compatible printer.
Do you think I should turn it on?
It's your call. You're in charge of this expedition, officer.
Alright. Ooh. Drugs.
Floor drugs.
No, it was from a desk that's stacked on top of another desk. Did I already get the gun? Yeah, I got the ancient gun out of here.
A few bricks have fallen off, revealing a compartment behind the wall. It's too dark to see in.
Seems like an old bunker from the revolutionary period. Look at all those rifles. Must be an old weapons cache.
Cache. Oh, so many drugs. Oh, I can't get the bird. Maybe I can get the bird from the lady's daughter. We've still got, what, 5 hours to push through?
Yeah, until Pegs is...
Until anything.
Yeah.
Try this check again.
Vigilance officer?
Even
What
more
consist of-
composure.
Renee, eat with us.
Six crumbling petals rest on your palm. They're white, a bell-shaped crown.
This is the Insulindian lily, called Maybells or Lucille's tears during the revolution. Girls used to pin these on soldiers before sending them off to battle.
This flower is a spring flower, but it's a bit early for that, isn't it?
Does this flower blossom in early spring?
Yes, but not this early. Not to my knowledge. It looks dried, preserved.
Is it a coincidence it being on the roof?
Maybe. Maybe not. We'll see.
Okay.
The petals feel
So... yeah, composure. This time. This time.
We are so composed. Calmer than cream.
I thought I picked it up. Oh yeah, there it is. What? I can't use it? Is my speed bottle empty?
Uses left. 2.
Yeah. Maybe I could do peptide then. There we go. Come on. Or am I already dosed? Is that it? I hate this.
We do seem to be running into the occasional
Vigilance
bug.
officer? What can this old carabiner do for you?
As Rennie turns
We got
from
it.
you to his partner and back, the medals on his chest rattle and glare. He keeps his spine straight and his ribcage lifted, displaying them proudly.
How many medals are there?
2. The larger one is shaped like a cross, while the smaller medal resembles the sun.
Look at the cross.
A crowned head in front of 2 crossed rifles. The medal hangs from a blue striped triangle. It's the Croix de Bravoure, Cross of Valor. The cross was the highest battlefield decoration in Suzerain's armed forces, awarded for exceptional bravery in the line of duty, in service of King Frissel I. A small blue star inside an orange sun. It has the word Valiance written below. The setting sun was a decoration used to distinguish seasoned combat veterans in service of King Frissel I during the Revolution.
Did you get them for
bravery?
It's a conflicted topic for the old veteran. There must have been a number of controversial episodes in his service days.
That's what I was gonna say, bravery.
I'm sure, but I know this uniform's reputation. You are also wondering if I got this for raping women or killing babies.
No.
Honor is everything to me.
Whoa. Sounds like you're about to open the gates of conversation. This man will literally talk your ear off if you let him wander off to memory lane.
So what did you get the medals for?
For doing my duty in the heat of battle. For looking my mortality in the eye. When men like Gaston here hid in the bushes and shot themselves.
He saved some muddy princeling who foolishly strolled into the front line in his gown of velvet and gold.
Saved a princeling?
It was on the first months of the revolution here in Revachol. Unrest was spreading like wildfire. Marauders had taken most of the Couronne and were getting really ambitious. King Frissel thought he could end it all in one decisive strike. Sent his cousin, Drisson, to put an end to the unrest. Alas, the young Drisson was all piss and no vinegar, wearing a tunic of purple velvet and cockatiel feathers to battle. Even his rifle was gold-plated, shone from 5 clicks away. Can you imagine the asininity?
Basically got Garmazabied.
He really despises that Drisson fellow.
Purple velvet tunic. That isn't exactly camo.
To keep the long and bloody story short, Drisson marched us against the partisans in Couronne. And when I say marched, I mean made us walk into captured enemy territory, single file, like toy soldiers, while he rode in front on his giant red stallion. The rebels were smart. They let us come real close before opening fire. Suffice to say, it was carnage.
Must have been a bloodbath.
I got shot in the left shoulder and went down. Just a flesh wound. But just as I turned over, the prince fell into the mud next to me. He was missing his lower jaw. Then his horse, driven mad by the noise and smell of gunpowder, stepped on my leg and shattered my knee.
Hang on to the story. Veterans get sentimental after such retellings. This might yield something useful.
What then?
I grabbed my sidearm and shot the beast in the head. Then everything went black.
Capitaine Arnoux, le fléau des chevaux.
The bane of horses.
When I came to, it was all over. It was just me and Jolas Tresson, gurgling in the blood-soaked mud right next to me. The Dink had taken numerous flesh wounds and lost a lot of blood. But despite missing his jaw, he seemed hesitant to die. Tougher than he looked, that one.
Yeah, that's no Dink, that's a fighter.
So I grabbed the Dink and started crawling. Kept going until the 59th Cavalry picked us up. Through some miracle, we both survived. And the jealous freak convinced Frissel to give me a medal for not leaving him to die in his own blood. Piece and shit. He was the commanding officer and I was on duty. Just doing my job. Shouldn't hand out medals for that. 13 months later, I received the Sun for distinguished service. It's not worth mentioning.
You sense he's downplaying it. He did a lot more than his duty. More than anyone's duty. It's in his spine, in his billowing breasts, and untarnished self-worth.
Why do you hate Dissent?
Because he was a goddamn dandy. Had no business leading men or even being on the battlefield. All he was related. That's it. Royal blood alone doesn't make army commanders. He was a stupid kid, only interested in horses, hairstyles, and man-loving. and 782 Royal Carabiniers are dead because of his incompetence.
Whoa, man-loving. Is that even a word? It is not.
Sounds like you're being modest, Renee.
The old carabinier stands quietly like a statue, his features motionless.
What Monseigneur Modesty is not telling you is that he crawled over 7 kilometers before the cavalrymen found him and Drison. 2 days later that was. And that even whilst crawling with a mangled half-dead prince on his back, he still managed to murder 3 rebels on his way.
Is that pride in his voice? It's deep down, but maybe even unbeknownst to the man himself, it's there.
Hold on, you're just a little bit proud of Renee's heroics, aren't you?
Sorry, officer, but you're reading me all wrong. I'm a man of peace, and these kinds of bloody heroics are only impressive to men like Rene himself. Certainly not to me. How did you find the story to be, officer?
Impressive.
Maybe, but also bear in mind, officer. They don't hand this out for anyone with a service record. Oh no, you have to get shot. Repeatedly. And you need to get your hands bloody too. Really, really bloody.
Do not speak of what you know nothing about, Poltroon. Duty is something you will never understand.
Thanks for the story, Renee.
Bah! There were many such stories in those days. Many such men too. True Revacholians. Men with backbone.
Oh yes, René, yes. Men were bigger, girls were prettier, and everyone wore the fascia. Lord, please bring those days back, if you can.
I'm not getting into this with you again. Officer, was there anything else?
You should try to come up with a heroic story of your own. Impress this old soldier.
Okay, alright. This time I'll wear the kimono. Drama, drama, drama. Drama. Where's the mesh shirt? I'm wearing the mesh shirt.
You are wearing the mesh shirt.
Anything else? Is anything else? Help. Help me.
Are there glasses for drama?
There are more sunglasses out and about.
Oh, it must have been the one that hits drama that I was thinking of.
Wait. +1 drama. Yeah. Okay, anything else hammering this? No, okay. And drama's intellectual, so if we smoke, if it lets me, it does not let me. I just simply cannot use the...
Yeah, it's...
Is there a hotkey? Options. Controls. Nope. Okay. But I will quick save, because I do want to get this.
Vigilance officer? What can this old carabinier do for you?
Go long, go deep, go unconventional.
My story doesn't have gunfire, blood, or spilled guts, but let me give you a different take on heroism.
Sure, officer. Let's hear your take.
Imagine just flickering into existence from nothingness.
I'm not following you.
He'll get it. Don't worry. Just continue. He's gonna be impressed.
Imagine, I like number 1.
Yeah, let's do number 1.
The man stares at you, silently frowning. Doesn't look like he's imagining it.
Right. When you're willing to do just about anything to make it stop, you open your eyelids.
The carabiner crosses his arms and spits in the crater.
And you realize your mind, everything that was you, is gone.
You're talking about getting blackout shit-faced drunk and going into delirium, right?
The lieutenant looks up from his notes and nods to the old carabiner.
More than that.
How so, then?
I saw beyond the veil.
The lieutenant sighs.
And I thought getting my knee shattered and surviving on rat carcasses in the trench was bad. Here, have one of my medals. You've earned it, officer.
Your sarcasm will be your undoing, old man. Extremely rigid principles this old soldier has. Don't leave room for a change of heart or backing out. The medal is yours.
Thank you, Renee. I'm honored.
The veteran of numerous armed conflicts extends his right arm with the setting sun in his clenched fist and an expression of utter disbelief in his eyes. Flashes of bloody and terrible scenes of war. Men dying, horses shrieking, blood sinking into sand and snow and asphalt and fertile black earth. All of this accompanied by a musical composition telling of heroism of old, when men were bigger in both body and heart. You feel strange kinship to this old soldier. You and him are the same now.
Was there something else you wanted to take from us?
I don't think there was anything else he wanted, was there?
Nope.
You got the medal. Now
That's
let's
it.
solve the crime.
Do I get to interact with it? I just have it now. Is it clothing? Oh yeah, it is. Dope.
The
Can
heroic deeds of others.
look up the achievement medal dispenser
Okay.
for me? But also we can take a break, so this will be for after we get back.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Sounds good.
Sweet. Commercial time, chat. Sit tight. Right. Hello, hello. That was a bit longer than last time, so we should all be here.
And I do have how to pin the medal on pigs.
Perfect. Thank you. I mean, spoilers.
I guess. Sorry. Sorry.
Yeah, no, it's okay. God, what can I do to kill time while still doing something?
What quests do we have still?
I guess if we go to the church and muck with the radio computer soon, I will show up.
Yeah.
And then that will advance the dance club.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, her Innocence Dolores Day liked little figurines, right? Liked holding little men between her fingers, remember?
What?
You have the revolutionary soldier figurine. You should give it to her. Win her back.
What? Who?
Don't be so pessimistic. Love doesn't die that easily. This isn't funny. You have a bad feeling about this one.
I'll take it.
So
Indeed.
Very, very nifty. Nifty and mysterious. This is surely what the figurines are for.
Having a little bit of trouble on the stairs here.
Mm-hmm.
Can I give the window the figurine?
The mother of humanism stands above you. A precious
Nope.
and complex wax painting on a single pane of glass. A crack runs across the length of her body, her face oval and sad. Why?
She's a stained glass window.
That does seem to be a problem. Maybe you meant something else?
Like what? Is the task still on?
I don't know. What are we thinking of? Part of your mind has gone on to other things already.
Huh?
Only a strange little sadness remains.
But?
The mother of humanism towers above.
Alright.
The machine's keyboard is still illuminated, revealing fluorescent play and print buttons.
Play.
A bar of fabric right above the keyboard starts producing a soft... The static gets louder, slowly filling up the abandoned hall until a voice speaks out, crackling and old, cutting into the ear.
Good afternoon, Fortress Accident on Saint-Brune. This is the East Insulindian Repeater Station 1. Please repeat. Is this the personal log?
This is a human interface. A retired person sitting behind a switchboard somewhere.
What's the personal log?
The filament you have inserted into the core.
You mean the glowing thing with the tape on it that said log febmar?
I don't know. That's what I'm asking. Is this the personal log?
Yeah.
Good. Please repeat the password.
Let's look around. There's no use trying to guess the answer. Maybe he knows something.
Hint.
No.
Damn it.
The hint system is not part of the protocol for repeater stations.
Alright.
Received. I will register this login attempt. Fortress Accident, is there anything else I can do for you today?
Bye.
Goodbye, Fortress Accident.
The machine's keyboard is still illuminated, revealing fluorescent play and print buttons.
Okay, let's go talk to Tiago.
Oh, hey, Wade. There's coffee in the back. Oh, wait. I meant the mother's love.
Coffee in the back. Something familiar about that. Coffee and stale cookies.
Something about that, yeah.
Look, man. I'm at liberty to talk about the sacred blaze of the mother's glorious heart, but not about the coffee.
Have you heard the password for the radio computer?
Too many times, essay. You need it for something.
Surveys are a good way to fish for personal information, especially in the name of public safety.
I'm doing a survey of passwords and passcodes, identifying regional trends in the interest of public safety, of course.
Don't sweat it, vato. The password is afterlife death. What you think of that? Makes me almost pity La Nilita Pequeña when I hear it. I think we're done here, essay.
Bye.
That was an interesting conversation. However, I'm still not sure how it's relevant to our investigation.
It's relevant. Shut up.
Oh, the
keyboard is still
we do need authority for or hire.
Play and print buttons.
I don't know if we have that.
Thank you.
Okay.
The machine's keyboard is still the speaker comes to life.
Good afternoon, Fortress Accident on Saint-Brune. This is the East Insulindian Repeater Station 1. Please repeat. Is this the personal log?
Yep. Let's do this.
Good. Please repeat the password.
Afterlife death.
Good. I have unlocked the filament. After ending the call, please press print to access the filament. Fortress Accident, is there anything else I can do for you today?
Nope.
Goodbye, Fortress Accident.
The machine's keyboard is still illuminated, revealing fluorescent play and print buttons.
Print?
The printer prints out a long text document with dated paragraphs. It looks a bit like someone's journal.
Read it.
The first entry, made on the 4th of February, 51, by an unknown author, is short and concise. Arrived at the church, the door was boarded up, so I used the crowbar to get inside. Looks like the place has been deserted. Nothing out of the ordinary, but I'll ask around. Need to figure out how to get the electricity in. The lieutenant leans closer, scouring the printout over your shoulder. Just as you finish reading, he looks up, muttering under his breath.
4th of February. That's over a month ago. Whoever set up those machines has been here for quite a while.
Read the second entry.
6th of February, 51. Had a little chat with the local fishermen. Said I shouldn't go near that place, that the church was spooky and ridden with narcotics. It's a little spooky, all right. Still haven't figured out the electricity.
Number 3.
7th of February, 51. Finally got the electricity in. Next on the agenda, a new antenna. I'm thinking ESCA series, something advanced.
Why would she need an antenna?
Why would anyone need any of this equipment here?
8th of February, 51. Bought the antenna, had some problems setting it up. Called Simor for help. Heard the others are back to making art. Drinking somewhere out of town. Sulislav started a rock band again. Lexi has been seen asking money from strangers. But at least the artists have their act together. They're qualified labor. They can get work anywhere. Graphic design, ads. The programmers are doing fine too. I mean, they're programmers. The writers, though, they're fucked. I just have to find out what caused that data loss and be done with it. Still don't understand how it managed to wipe out the backup, when the backup wasn't even connected to the front. I know. Everyone thinks it's impossible. They say I must be lying. I'm here to set it right.
Data loss.
Seems like something to do with radio computers. Unfortunately, I don't know enough about them to understand what the author is saying. Something about the backup data getting destroyed, and how everyone thought it was the author's fault. Let's just...
12th of February, 51. Brought some food from the grocery store. Apparently, there's a strike going on in the harbor. Definitely not happy to see the Martinez people again. Everything's now set up in the church. Going to start working tomorrow, 8 a.m.
The strike. We are nearing the date of the murder. Keep reading. I'm interested now. I want to know what's that radio anomaly that sent this person here in the first place.
25th of February, 51. I've been sending data up to Lintel for a while now, trying to recreate the data loss, but nothing. Didn't even feel like logging in, the disappointment. But I did discover a curious audio-spatial anomaly at the back of the church. I've named it the Swallow. It swallows sound. Need to get some mics.
Is she talking about?
28th of February, 51. Yes, the first recordings confirm that the Swallow is real and I'm not just losing my mind. It's a pillar of silence with a diameter of approximately 3 meters. Seems like the higher I go, the less I record. This might be a coincidence, or it could be connected to the data loss that led me here.
The pillar of silence. She is talking about the silence. Is she suggesting it's more than just an architectural quirk?
What could it be?
The lieutenant doesn't
No one can
answer.
know.
He follows your gaze, studying the basins. The water shines in them. No ripples. March 51. Some kind of young disco men have appeared next to the church. I've been trying to record the silence to find the epicenter, but now it turns out I've also been capturing the future of dance music, one neo-disco song over and over again. Fortunately, the song is so monotonous, I was able to devise an algorithm to factor it out. The other day, one of the disco men came in. Before I could even say hello, she got scared and left. Good, I don't want anyone distracting me from my work. That disco man must be a cell.
She must be describing a cell.
The girl on the ice?
It seems possible.
Sounds like her, yes.
March 51. A new 2-meter aux cable. Noodles, crackers, ping energy drinks, water, toothpaste, gum. Also, some canned air. Your reading is interrupted by the sound of the church door opening.
Well, well, well. Look who finally decided to show up.
A strange woman makes straight for the radio computer.
Breaking into my radio computer, I see.
Yes. You are breaking in, but not into her radio computer. You're a master circuit bender.
I do apologize for the intrusion, madame. We are with the RCM, you see.
I can assure you I'm an expert circuit bender. I'm not breaking into your computer. I'm using it to access Coalition military data links.
There are no Coalition military data links. And even if there was, you couldn't access them over a civilian network.
Yes, I could. I'm a cybernetic god. I'm using the network to commandeer Coalition warship Archer, and will turn its cannons against its masters.
That's nonsense. You're just a police officer. Now please give me some room. I need 2 seconds to see that you haven't destroyed anything.
We should talk to her. After she had...
Blah, blah, blah.
What is it?
I didn't break anything, did I?
No, you just printed out my personal log and wasted some paper.
Who are you and what are you doing here?
I am Soona Luukkanen-Kilde, the former lead programmer of Fortress Accident and RSA radios. I have over 16 years of programming experience, and I'm proficient in both Vox and Orbis languages.
Wow. Vox and Orbis.
Wow.ogg.
If you're not here to hire me, I don't really know how I can help you.
That still doesn't answer what she's doing in an abandoned church.
What are you doing in an abandoned church?
You really like those questions, don't you?
Yes.
I'm conducting scientific research here. You can't throw me out.
What research?
I'm looking for the location of a 2mm hole in the world.
She's looking for a disruption in the radio waves. That's what her personal log said. The lieutenant raises his brows, but doesn't say anything.
Is the hole connected to the data loss in your journal?
Yes, that's what led me here. But I suspect it might be something a bit more complicated than that.
A hole in the world. What does that mean exactly?
Exactly. What does it mean? Up to now, it has been impossible to say what it is because it's impossible to measure nothing. What do you think it is? What qualities does nothing have? How do you measure something that does not exist?
That's a little above your pay grade at the moment.
Yeah, I don't know.
You measure it by its surroundings. By that it does exist, which is what I've been trying to do. I've tried using hydro transducers to record the silence, to find out where it begins. But honestly, it's not progressing very well.
Do you have any idea where the hole is located?
Somewhere underneath those roof beams, I assume.
Only a faint crisscross of rafters can be made out from the dark. Most of the tower disappearing into the shade. Strange things may flourish in the dark.
Why there?
There's this place at the back of the church. A place where all audible vibrations seem to cease. I've named it the Swallow. And the higher you go, the less you record.
The Pillar of Silence? Are you sure it's not just an architectural quirk?
Maybe, but it's oddly close to the physical coordinates of the data loss that led me to this place.
This is where the Crabman lives.
I know.
You don't think the Crabman might somehow be responsible here?
No, I don't.
She sounds mildly annoyed by this line of questioning. Her hands typing hundreds of commands into the machine.
You said the research isn't going well. Why not?
Because it's just trial and error. Trying to locate the Swallow, the exact point in space. And I don't have a... You know what? It would be really helpful if you could just stop talking and let me work.
Okay.
Great. Thanks.
How do you feel about Aerotic dance music?
What? I hate it.
I bet she hasn't even heard it.
Have you even listened to it? Like, actually listened?
Yeah. Like, all the time. My tent neighbors don't really ease up with their partying, do they? Maybe I'd have to be on drugs to get it, but to a sober mind it just sounds like uninspired rug whipping. No idea what it has to do with either dancing or music.
Right. How do you feel about a club?
This is about those speed freaks in the tent, isn't it? I've got some news for you. It's not a nightclub they want to build here.
What is it?
Take a guess, why don't you?
Still convinced they want to establish a nightclub for adult dance music. They said it's their dream.
I can't believe they got you so easily. Go have another talk with those up-and-coming entrepreneurs, will you? Thanks.
Good luck. I'm not coming in there.
Why are there so many machines in this place?
I brought them here. These are my machines. Please don't touch anything.
Why do you need an antenna?
I use the AR-1 as my RAIN Prefect's processing unit.
What?
RAIN Prefect. My radio computer.
And the antenna is its processing unit?
Yes? You really don't know anything about radio computers, do you?
No, I'm a master circuit bender. I know everything.
Then you certainly know that all radio computers perform operations on air. So in order to gain more processing power, you need to invest in a good antenna.
What's on air?
On the front. The unified front of radio waves. Licensed and controlled by Lintel in the East Insulindic region. It's all around us. That's what on air means.
Wait. So the computers process stuff externally.
Huh.
It's like one of those, clusters that you can make out of Raspberry Pis.
Oh, okay. Okay, yeah.
Like love.
Is the AR-1 a good antenna?
I guess it is. So far I've been quite satisfied with it. Martinez is an unstable region with bad coverage, and the operation has been surprisingly stable. But it's not the cheapest one on the market, so I wouldn't recommend it for your regular red tape operations. Fraser 1000 is a foolproof line for civilians. Anyway, you should do some research before you decide to buy anything. Ask around, compare the prices. There are many milieus dedicated to that sort of thing.
She liked telling me this. It calmed her nerves.
What are you doing with your radio computer?
I'm working.
The machine seems almost alien with its pulsing core. The light casting her face in a strange shadow.
What you working on?
Could you just for a moment? Or get to the point. I really need to focus on something.
It's not just rudeness. It really is hard to concentrate on whatever she needs to do. And you're not helping.
What about the bowls of water?
They are connected to my RAIN Prefect. Whatever you do, just please don't move them, okay? Thanks.
Short and terse. There you have it. Whatever she's using them for, they're hers.
Alright. No touchy. Next question.
Great.
The man living in the rafters.
Nope.
But the crab man.
Yes.
Doesn't sound like you're worried about him.
No. You're right. I'm not.
Hey, about that 2mm hole again.
The swallow, you mean?
Oh,
What about
no.
Great. Thanks.
Okay, bye. Kim, we hit the jackpot.
We nailed it. Ooh. Where is the Arno van Eyck tape?
In
is
a
it
tree across the river?
Right.
But first I gotta uncover their drug manufacturing plan.
Hi again. So, how are things going?
I checked the church.
And? What happened?
I talked to the shadow-clad being climbing the beams, a man living on the ceiling.
Oh man, the crab man you mean? Who is he? What did you think?
Gave me an odd lecture on alcoholism before rambling on and on about mother's love.
Really? Huh. Interesting. What's he doing in the church?
There's something sinister going on under the building's roof. I think he's getting high or something.
What do you mean?
Didn't sound like Soberman's talk. He must be getting visions up there.
No matter. Is he gonna be a problem? Yeah, Noid is right. Let's get back to the point. What are we gonna do about him?
These guys will never catch him. You will never catch him. There's nothing to do.
As far as I can tell, he's not going to leave. He'll climb around up there and you guys will never catch him.
I don't know, man. Doesn't it feel like a major hindrance to you? A spooky guy climbing around when all the guests are trying to have nice, friendly hyper time?
Don't worry, I don't think he really gives a damn about you or anyone else.
I guess it's not a massive problem, now that I think of it.
Everyone is welcome to dance till the morning light. Yeah!
Maybe. I guess we'll figure something out. Okay, but what about the other spooker? The one in Grandma's clothes? Did you see her?
She's using the mainframe when Suna, the former lead programmer of Fortress Accident, appeared.
A programmer? That's odd. What was she like? Did you ask her about the nightclub?
She said you guys haven't been completely honest with me.
Come on, man. Who will you trust? A spooky programmer or us? We just want to make the world a better place.
Feel the love! Get down and feel it!
A half-hearted sell of something which does not seem worth buying.
The love? No, I'm not really feeling it at all.
You'll get there, believe me. When we've got our gear set up, things will be flowing and pumping. Anyway, now that it's settled, how did she seem? I mean, disposition-wise, about the dance club idea. Yeah, Oda 9. Rocking it or dropping it?
She did not like the Aerotic Dance Club idea.
What a pity! That's my favourite thing in the world! And she doesn't like it at all!
A shame. What can we do now? Do you see a way out of this jam? And into a laser-lit future of dance and unity?
Unity!
She made it very clear she won't leave until her own project is finished.
And you can't just evict her?
No.
Look at you, Honor Man.
No, Noid. He's right. Maybe we've approached it the wrong way after all. I'm sure there's a workaround. We can make a deal not to bother her. If that's okay with her, we only want to get in the church and spread the joy and ecstasy of music.
The lines in the dark exist. Coexist.
At least Crabman seems like an advanced being. He's hard. He'll understand.
Yeah, he can do his climbing thing in the tower. And the programmer, does she like Nordic dance music?
No.
Egghead cannot believe what you just said. It makes him pump the jam a little slower for a moment, but then he returns to the full swing of it.
No worries. We'll figure it out. If coexisting fails, you can always muscle her out, right? If it's all okay with you, what do you think?
I'm just gonna talk to her.
Excellent! Good luck, my friend.
I wanted to ask about this tent full of equipment.
Yes. What?
I see you brought your own water.
Yeah. Good to have, bitch to carry. When I first scouted the place, I did some reconnaissance. I'm not sure the church even has running water.
And it's distilled, too.
Ooh.
It's the one they sell at the fuel station.
It's like he's lying to you, my liege. But he's slippery enough that there's nothing for you to grab hold of.
What's with all the Nosafed?
The what now?
Nosafed Ultra, you have a lot lying around.
Oh, the old Ultra.
He's like an actor looking to the souffleur for his line.
I have a major sinus infection, stuffy nose. We all do. Shit's all blasted up. Winter. Can't even breathe.
Okay, I guess that makes sense. Tell me about another thing.
Yes. What?
What's that engine starting fluid for?
It's for starting engines, man.
What engines do you start with it?
What's with the goddamn Romangarod earrings? It's cold. The fluid's for the generator.
Keep on it, sire.
How's that extra high ether content working for you? Does it do the trick?
I guess it does.
Super. What is ethyl ether anyway?
No idea, man.
It reeks in here.
It does, doesn't it?
Told you we have a smell problem.
It's mixed with a peculiar chemical scent like laundry detergent.
He sniffs the air, then shrugs. A shrug is good enough for us. Why say it when you can shrug it?
All right. Checks out.
He nods enthusiastically, no doubt a little relieved.
We got to put on our thinking pants.
So the speed freaks, the gist of it is, they want to turn the church into a club, but a suspicious element has overtaken the building. It's very important to understand what the gist of things is. Always consult the gist before making up your mind. This is going well. Plus, and it has to be considered, you can't invent the future of dance music in this smelly old tent. Imagine if you had the church. That settles it. Analysis complete. Their story checks out. All in all, you really can't tell what that mean programmer grandma was talking about.
Goodbye, officer.
Mean programmer grandma. Okay. What can I do? I want to try to get time to go real fast so we can at least confront pigs. So I'm going to turn the volume down and spam through a book.
All right.
Until time passes. Sure. Book. No interesting books. Okay. Do. Bop, 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 bop. Do. Here we go.
We're gonna make it.
We're gonna make it. One more. Yes? Alright. Perfect!
There we go.
Alright. Sure. Good. Yeah. Close the book. Perfect. Perfect. Okay. What should I wear?
You need authority and esprit de corps, I think, right?
Okay, I've got esprit. We got things that don't help. So many things that don't help. We need Froggy Visor.
I'm just, again, looking it up, just to be sure. Oh my god.
I think we're okay.
Oh, and a hand-eye coordination.
Hand-eye coordination.
Yeah, to realize that the gun isn't loaded.
Ah, this will be better then. Fine. Yeah. We're good. Oh,
Oh, and
money.
we need to drop off Kim as well.
Oh, okay. Let's get back to the church, and then I can teleport to the fishing village.
It's getting cold.
Good night, Kim.
Good night.
Bye. Have fun. Okay. So. Here we go. What if I did more drugs? Come on. Come on.
Maybe save first, just in case this is like.
Put your hands where I can see them.
This is pigs.
Show me your hands. This is the pigs. Show me your hands. Right now!
Scavenged, battery-powered police lights protrude from her back. The flickering light show reveals a gun in her shaking hand. Her hand is trembling from some sort of neurodegenerative disease.
So, raise my hands?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Man appears to be pulling out an object from his pocket.
Fear and the threat! Fear
split-second decision. Get on the ground! Get on the goddamn ground!
These walkthroughs are not.
Alright.
They just like talk to pigs.
Subject yourself to a full body cavity search. Prohibited materials concealed in nostrils, ears, mouth, navel, urethra, foreskin, vagina, and rectum.
In her mind, the cavity search is happening, as long as she's saying it. It appears the things she says are very real to her. The situation looks bad. Calm yourself. Steady your breathing. You'll have to go for the gun sooner or later. Perhaps you can learn crucial facts before you do.
Identify yourself.
It's a goddamn police shitbag. Hug the pavement. You're under arrest.
As she waves her hands, you notice familiar-looking ampoules and packets sticking out of the mountain of police gear on her back. Medicine or drugs?
Yes, Cameron?
The hand-eye coordination will notice that the gun is not loaded.
Are you on drugs?
Confiscated contraband. Restricted access. 2 kilos missing. Eyewitness report compromised.
Yes. 42% is 100%.
Alright, here's how we do it. As soon as that gun isn't pointed at you again, you dash right. Then immediately close the distance. Left hand grabs the barrel, right one breaks the wrist. No, that won't be necessary. Look closer. The gun, all 3 barrels, red and blue light shining through. It's not loaded.
So should I say it's not loaded, or dare her
Yes.
to pull the trigger?
I like these walkthroughs do not have any
It's
guidance.
not
in
loaded.
them.
The gun isn't loaded. Wait.
This isn't police issue. Police weapons have bullets. This isn't real. What is this? Police guns always have bullets. What is this? Why did you sell me this?
She looks devastated. Grab the gun, right now. This might be your only chance.
No one ever cares anymore. Why would they treat me like this?
Great gears are grinding to a halt. The machine is powering down. She's all out of jolt. Okay, you need to figure out what to do with her now.
Nobody's ever around. Nobody ever comes to visit me.
Sorry, this is how your life turned out.
Her scratched skin is warm to the touch, but the person inside doesn't even know you're there.
What am I gonna do with you?
The catatonic woman, especially now that she's unarmed, doesn't seem to be a threat to anyone but herself.
Number 2.
At ease, Patrol Officer Pigs. Your heart is in the right place.
The catatonic woman doesn't understand, probably even hear your kind words. She just is. It's a shame. Recognition from an actual police officer would probably mean a lot to her. Too bad she'll never know.
Oh, she will. Hang the Setting Sun medal on her chest.
Mr. Moran, Gareth, thank you. Thank you.
That was the most honorable thing anyone has ever done. You are virtue embodied.
You weirdo! Get out of here before anyone sees you!
The woman stands motionless, just a heap of clothes and flashes now. Maybe if you search her.
I'll leave her
Maybe.
alone. Or do you want Titus?
Yeah, well, at least let Titus know,
Alright.
right? Like,
Please leave the radio on. Mr. Moran is on Channel 8.
She stands motionless, just a heap of clothes and flashes now. Maybe if you
oh yeah,
search
you can find her drugs.
Yeah, I'm gonna steal some drugs. Yeah, for sure. Oh, yeah.
The woman stands like she is one of those things a police cap? There were narcotics in there, too. You're thinking of taking them. Do. She doesn't even flinch as you reach out and disentangle the familiar-looking lieutenant's cap from her mountain of RCM paraphernalia.
And confiscate the narcotics.
You take the vial of Pyrrolidon and the bottle of speed as evidence, obviously.
All right, we did it. We have successfully confronted the pigs, gotten our gun back, and given her a hero medal.
Yes. We have intervened in a mental health crisis.
Nobody died.
Yeah. It's honestly not the worst outcome.
So that's probably it for today then.
Yeah. We got there.
Yeah, next week we'll have time to make it to our communism meeting.
Yes.
And that'll be exciting.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, very. All right. Well, Wither, hey, thank you for those 86 months of support. Super pleased to have been enjoying your content for over 7 years.
And Cisco236 for 10 months. Thank you.
Gekyoryu, for 100 months, the 1 year. I know the pandemic has infected everyone's perception of time, but man, did it feel like it took longer to get my 1 year anniversary than 1 year.
Don't know what you're talking about. Annex Media, 36 months, almost a year.
Sarah Saranday, 94 months. Hey, by the way, you two are great. So are you.
Yeah.
No, you.
You. Sithanen, 72 months, very close to the 1 year.
Paladin of the West Kingdom has come back for the 27th month. Thank you very much.
Hanged Man, 63 months. Encyclopedia, Trivial Success, 63 is a very large number.
It's true. Shirts has come back for the 95th month. Much appreciated.
Martin, 34 months. 34 months, that's a third of a year.
And Foxmar 320, 99 months.
Oh.
Rapidly closing in on the 1 year.
Wow. Very
Formidable.
impressed with you all.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If we could pin a medal on all of you, a Setting Sun medal, we would.
We would. And we would steal your drugs.
Then we would take your drugs.
Yeah. Yeah. Both the speed and the anti-radiation medicine.
Yeah, the Pyrrolidon.
Yep. So, if you want to see more fun like that, stay tuned for Bloodborne in about half an hour.
Yes.
So much drugs.
So many drugs.
Yeah. Oh.
The trick with Bloodborne is you got to take enough drugs until the idea of cracking open people's heads to look for eyeballs makes sense.
Just like Elden Ring.
Yeah.
You're not going to eat those grapes on an empty stomach, are you?
Look, they might have eyes in their brains. You can't tell until you look.
Like the files are in the computer.
Yes.
Yeah, insight. Inner sight. You know.
Yeah. To see within.
Eyeballs.
You can't see within if you don't have eyes growing in your brains.
I guess the only other news is there's no watch and play tomorrow, right? And
we will be on Gloomhaven tomorrow night.
Thursday.
It's Thursday. Right. It is.
Yeah.
That's good.
It is.
Otherwise, I would have been on Gloomhaven tomorrow night.
And that would have been
sending
bad.
messages in Slack.
Yeah.
And that would have been weird.
Yep. Bye.
Get out of our house.